Well, hey, how about a message for the collective from your metal dog? If you're here, perhaps there is something for you or someone you know. These are general readings, lots of people in the collective, but it's kind of cool to just kind of plug into that and see what is going on. See what we have to share here. I'm going to start with the Queen of the Moon Oracle and get an overall question of what this might be about. Okay, I don't know why I feel like speaking in accents, none of which are good. So that's odd. Fruition, we get the harvest moon, and here we are in fall. So we've already had our harvest moon, or the celebration of Lunasa, coming up on Halloween and Samhain and the coming of winter here. So to me, this almost makes me think about looking back over what has just occurred. Let's see. And then underneath we get boundaries. And one more card, abundance. Lots of fall feel here. I mean, where I live, the colors have been changing and the wind is coming up, blowing the leaves from the trees. This boundaries card here gives me a sense of you being in a protective bubble, but I also see how there's this connection coming in with the moon here. We just had full moon in Aries. I see the full moon in the other two cards here. So we have fruition, very much fall, abundance, fruition and abundance. Very much makes me think about harvest season, fall. And almost like it's happening now, but there's also something that just happened that we need to understand. So let's see. Let's see what there is going on with that. Let me just move this back a little bit. So we're gonna start with my new deck that I'm totally obsessed with and wanting to always use, which is MJ Kulinon, her 4 Haxa deck, all fairies. I like it. It is not gendered. Everybody's a what's it or non-binary in here. Very beautiful deck. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do a 7-card spread because that will give us the past as well as the present, because I have a sense that there's something going on that happened in the recent past that you want to look at here, and it's involving going ahead with boundaries maybe, but having faith both in fruition and abundance, like that whatever just happened or is happening, this is going to come to fruition. There will be abundance, and there's something here also about if you've had to set some boundaries, that you are actually kind of like, I see you wanting to leave your bounded space, and we'll see what the message is about that. But at the outset, I feel like the message is your yearning is recognized, but hold on, things will come into fruition, and there will be abundance again if you can just maintain these boundaries. Let's see. So in the recent past, we had the Knight of Earth. This is the Slowpoke Knight, the A student, the one that your mother wants you to marry. I've heard tarot readers say, but this one is coming in not like that at all. She actually seems quite like, I can see the mycelium. I can see how she is such a part of Earth. She's a seed, and she is like a seed, very slowly going to bloom. And since we are in fall, and these cards here are looking like fall, it almost seems like you've planted a seed, and you won't even see it bloom until spring or some long amount of time. And since we're looking back, I think that's a really, really important to understand what's going on with that. we will clarify. What is going on right now is the Chariot. So you have this thing that you planted that is obviously very important now, but you've got the momentum of the Chariot, which is the opposite of the Knight of Pentacles. It is like almost, I would say, the exact opposite. There's a few knights that go fast here, but the Chariot is all about the energy and the power that makes you move forward quickly. And we will see if these are related. Very Halloween-y image too. It kind of makes me think of Halloween, like the witch riding across the moon on her broomstick, even though it's just suggested here. Okay, the Chariot. Now, what's hidden from you and what the tarot wants you to be aware of, that's our next card. This is the Two of Earth. You can see this person has multiple arms. She's coming in like a goddess with the multiple arms from India. To me, that's just, I think of that blue god. It's a god, not a goddess. But this balance of the Two of Earth, being able to do so much. And I'm also seeing the pink roses blooming. I can see rain and the roots underneath. I really see this. There's a real strong sense in this reading of the seasons changing. And of you in a lot of activity. Waiting for some kind of transformation here. You can see she's reaching out towards that butterfly. Also, the hummingbird. Again, both suggest spring to me. There's a natural process that's happening here. You, the questioner, yeah, there's more of this energy here, the Four of Earth, or the Eight of Earth. You at work in your garden, so you got a very similar, same suit, but we can see the roots, we can see her working hard, multiple limbs. This time she only has her arms and legs, but she also seems to be quite a part of the ecosystem that she is working in. Who is in your life? Who's around you? An Eight of Water. There's somebody around you who is discontent, who wants to go to the other place. They're emotionally unfulfilled. And usually when you're emotionally unfulfilled, you go on a journey. It's a spiritual journey. And this person is thinking about that journey here. We'll find out more. The advice for you in this reading is the Star. This is a card of healing. It's a card of wish fulfillment. Yeah. A lot of gardening here. Again, spring. Yeah, I see the Star as quiet, solitary. There's a time where I drew the Star quite a bit. It was right at the beginning of COVID. And I took it to mean that I ought to meditate in a particular place that reminded me of that version of the Star card in the tarot. This is a woman in the midst of irises and tulips. And if you think about how bulbs go under the earth, then I'm thinking about that from these two here. It makes me think of a poem about depression from the viewpoint of the wild iris. Louise Gluck is the author. And what it is there's something that will flourish again, that will come to fruition, that there will be beauty again. But right now is a time of being underneath the earth, going through the winter. In the poem, it's about, I don't have depression, but friends of mine deal with depression, and it helped me just imagine like being that bulb under the earth. Almost hopeless, but ultimately there is hope that you will bloom again. So I'm seeing that. The future is a Four of Fire. Wow, that's a beautiful future. This is certainly somebody is being born here, coming from the cocoon. These fairies are welcoming a new member into their joyful world. And the Four of Fire, or the Four of Wands, is very much about security, solidity. Things are up on the surface and visible. And I see these 4 volcanoes. 1, 2, 3. 3 volcanoes here. Yeah, this is about authenticity in the future. Okay. It looks like a good future. It definitely looks like worth waiting for. And I don't know, this is making me think of a friend who told me she's sad. And so I feel like there's sadness here. And there's a desire to move forward faster than the process will actually allow you to. And I don't know, it's a very intuitive feeling that there's sadness here. Okay. This deck wanted to talk to you today, collective. So let's see what this little deck wants to say. This is the Star Seeker. Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's clarify the recent past. So this is something that just happened, and it seems to be what has caused this. Again, think of the seed that got planted, and it takes a long time for that seed to grow up and bear fruit. The earth is a slow suit here, the slowest. Okay, so here we get you healing, the Four of Swords, going off alone and kind of working through what you've been thinking. Maybe that was a part of this process, the slow process here. The Knight of Earth. What else? We see the Womb. This is a card specific to this deck. Very much about ending and beginning cycles. Going back into the womb. Let me actually share what the book says about this with you. Number 22, which could be an important number for you. The womb says, I am here, waiting and receiving, impassive hibernation. Yes, I'm getting a lot of hibernation feeling in this reading. I am not ready to transform. Though I am not resisting, I am surrendering. I wait and I am open. I embrace and I allow myself to grow, to ebb and flow with the natural rhythm and progression of life. I wait. I watch as my environment feeds me and I expand in response. Soon I will grow too large for the comfort of this embryo. I will puncture these walls and push forward to meet the air. I will take the gifts that sustain me in suspension and meet them with my own. Things are moving even if you're not aware of it yet. For now, observe, absorb, and flow. You will know when it is time to take action. Yes, there's a lot of slow reflection here, solitude, Knight of Earth. What else here with the womb? In addition, we see the Three of Wands, waiting for something that you manifested. And I feel that very clearly. There's a seed, there's a manifestation, and you're just waiting for it to come in. This dropped off, I'm not going to take it, but the Nine of Cups here is something to do with your wish fulfillment, or this person or people around you. They're in the Eight of Water, and this would be the next cup. So, yeah, so that's here. That whoever this other person is that's emotionally unfulfilled, like their fulfillment may be something that is going on with you. I hope not. I hope you're working on your fulfillment. So to clarify where you are at the present, there's a lot of momentum here, impatience. The Chariot is kind of like impulsive. It's almost animal. I love it. I love the energy of the Chariot, but it's like a cardinal. It's Cancer, the card of Cancer, and it is a cardinal sign. It's a starter. So like that fire that starts. With that, you get the Queen of Wands, very, very much the law of attraction, according to one of the readers I follow, the Mystic Witch. But the Queen of Wands knows what she wants, and she knows how to bring it in. So that is such a different vibe from what we just came from, which was all of this waiting and seeing and gestating in the earth. In addition, there's judgment. There's so much fire in the present here. Judgment is the phoenix rising from the ashes. I feel like you did something really, really difficult, and you did it with a lot of thought. You took a great deal of time. You waited. You saw. Like the Knight of Earth, you had a plan. You followed your plan, and then you appear to have taken action. And now you just want to rise from it a little bit faster, I think, than you really can. It's not reasonable to expect that when you end something, you'll immediately feel back to yourself. It doesn't mean that you made the bad decision, whatever you decided. Judgment's telling me that you kind of moved from one. I think of it sometimes like a video game, like you finished that level, and then in judgment, if you've succeeded, you get to move up to the next level. The next card would be the World, which is the ending and the beginning. You're ready to move up. You're ready to rise from this situation, and you've got all this energy. You might be feeling angry right now, because I just see all this fire. It's willpower. You have a lot of willpower. And finally, death. Did I want to tell you that you've gone through something transformative? You've got 2 Scorpio cards here. Judgment and death are here. Queen of Wands is, I think, Aries. But I don't know. It could be Sag. It could be a fire sign. And the Chariot is Cancer. So there's a lot of fire and water. It's a desire to go on with your transformation. That's where you're at right now. After taking a great deal of time in some kind of process in the recent past, you're ready to get on with your life. The tarot says you need to be aware of this 2 of Earth. This is you tending your garden. This is you really getting involved in work in a very balanced way. Can feel like juggling. Let's see what else. Oh my goodness. This is new, where cards are just jumping out to talk to you for me. So there's this pain. I feel like there's a broken heart here. 3 of Swords. I love that version of the broken heart. The way that it is so obsessive that you just look and look and look into that whirlpool, and you're sad. Seems like you would know that. Page of Swords. The little curious chatterbox, but also watching. Lots of air. You're in the mind. Can feel like a separation of heart and mind. Abandonment. 5 of Pentacles. So you're feeling a lot of pain. Somebody's feeling abandoned, maybe you. Somebody's feeling pain. And since you're not aware of it, I don't know. Then I get this card, which made me wonder, because the Sun is authenticity, absolute wish fulfillment, happiness, you and your inner child self. It's like a joy, absolute joy, that's in contrast with the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles feeling. So there's a balancing here, I think, between these 2 sensations of sorrow, feeling abandoned outside, and then joy, and like the kind of Page of Swords, like this curiosity and aliveness. So 2 of Earth says you might be feeling mixed feelings here. the whole range from the worst kind of pain, although there's not the Ten of Swords, but Three of Swords, plenty painful, to the greatest joy. It looks like there's some kind of betrayal here, to me. I don't know. I feel like this is about a person. And I know it's because my friend was telling me what she was going through. So I'm having a really hard time not like having that story in my head. But there's a need to have boundaries and to trust this process, and that you should know it's normal to be in and out of happiness and sorrow and feeling left out, and like maybe wanting to like look on their social media, watch. And it doesn't have to be like a person. It could be a place of work, something that you just like burned up and left. And you are riding off on your chariot half the time, but not without pain. It's not without pain, but you have a lot of momentum screeching out of this situation, whatever it was. But even as you're leaving and going towards your joy, your feelings are mixed. And the tarot says that's normal, no big deal. So Eight of Earth, this is you working away in your garden, very involved in this joyful work, making beautiful things. It's a beautiful collaboration with the planet here. I always want to know what is behind the fairy there, that circle. It makes me think of like a shell. Okay, let's see. Who are you? What do you have going on? Let me have a drink of tea. There's so much growth, fruition, abundance ahead for you, and happiness and authenticity. Okay, so here you are. You're on your own. You got your beautiful home. You're looking to your own counsel. That's what that bird is about, your own wisdom. Sometimes the bird is hooded to represent like looking inward, looking to yourself and being self-sufficient, knowing your worth. That's the Nine of Pentacles. Beautiful. Good for you. Secondly, Six of Swords. This is about moving forward. This could be a literal movement to another place, but I like to think of it as, really changing your mind. Like the swords represent the mind, and I like to think that even if you stay in the same place, you can still move forward to where you'd rather be, and you're doing that according to this. This is your work right now. And thirdly, it's slow. Knight of Pentacles again. Remember, we saw the Knight of Earth here. It's slower than you want. It's very earthy, very practical, very grounded. You're in your head, you're in your life. I don't see your heart here. I see your willpower. But there's like, are there any cups here? No. There's no cups on this table at all. It's not an emotional place that you're in, probably because you're in pain and you're in the momentum that you needed to take this action to move forward. Okay, the person around you or people around you, this is a person who is unfulfilled and needs to move forward. Sometimes this can be another aspect of yourself. This is the emotional card on the table. It's the only water here. The star comes in for me in your advice as emotional. It's a card of Aquarius, the water bearer. But let's see. Who is this? Eight of Water. What more can we learn about this person or these people in your life? Justice. There's a balancing truth and justice. She has, I always notice in Justice that she does have the cups here, and it's a equal emotional, the cups representing the heart, emotions and truth, balanced here. Sometimes Justice, the scales are tilted. In this deck, they are balanced. The Lovers. This person is your lover. This person is is a deep connection on all levels. What else here? And strength. Wow, okay. So this is this strength is is a Leo card. Lovers is Gemini. Justice is Libra. This person I feel like they're unsatisfied. And so you're having to let them go. Because their discontentment is hard to be around. And it's very powerful. I mean, they pulled all major arcana. Justice, like they're certain of their right to something. Lovers is that bond that's on all levels, but it's also a choice. And sometimes our lovers don't choose us. And this one has got all this strength. And strength's a beautiful card. It's like coming from your heart and suppressing your animal nature. But so this person is, they come in like not physical, whereas you are full of fire. You're full of embodiment. This person comes in as weirdly older than you. And they are able to control, and they're able to not choose you, their lover. That's what I see. They're somehow able to tell themselves that not choosing their soulmate, that connection, that this rare connection of the lovers is a strength. So here's where we say reverse energies as it applies. So if you identify more with this person who's turning away from a lover out of some kind of discontent, or perhaps a calling to some kind of spiritual journey that's taking you up out of your embodiment, you're a seeking of truth and balance, and so that's the other person in this reading. So if you identify with that more than this person who is somehow left in solitude here from this, it's an extreme difference between you. One of you is quite physical. I'm reading that as you who come to this reading, and the other is quite almost without a body, able to be good heart, good soul, but they're kind of calming their lion nature here. Okay, so the advice is to heal. To heal and trust that when the tulips and the iris see that spring has come, that they will emerge again through the earth, and the time of grief and sorrow will be over. What else? I mean, ahead, the Four of Fire is a beautiful dream. It's a beautiful thing to wait for and to let grow in time. The Star and the Ten of Pentacles, that family. It's like two women and a little one. And this is a very 3D life. Very practical, very secure, very loving, very embodied life. Like that seems to be a part of the difference between you and this other. The wheel, there will be change. The Wheel of Fortune. And the Empress. I do sense a relationship with Earth here that is really profound. With nature, with what is natural to you, with what your work is here on Earth. It's your body is so present, and it is as present and as powerful and fundamental as the very planet that we live on. It is a relationship that is fulfilling and deeply involving for you. I feel like I hope that we all are involved in this in the collective now. That this is in this reading I see that historically, particularly white people at the end of the 19th century, they began to focus on their individual relationships and marriage counseling and sexology, the ideal of the simultaneous orgasm. White people started getting so involved in therapy of the relationship, the fundamental importance of this love relationship. And meanwhile, there was a lot going on in the world that we're still dealing with today. Settler colonialism, white supremacy, a really drastic, dangerous relationship with the planet that we are suddenly dealing with here with climate change on the forefront, plague amongst us. And so in this reading, which is beginning with a kind of very personal parting of ways, there are both people in this relationship have a higher calling that takes them apart from one another. And yours appears to be very much about cultivating your relationship with the earth, and being patient in that there will be joy from that you are sort of in pain because this parting of ways here. There's something like that. And then the other person has another spiritual quest, which I can't see, but it is profound enough that they're willing to give you up, you who are their soulmate, their lover. And it doesn't mean that you don't come back together. It's just time to part ways. You have movement, they have movement. You're both on separate journeys. You're coming in here as the Nine of Pentacles. That is a solitary energy. All of your, did I say nine and the Knight of Pentacles? They can see this very solitary path to the sacred mountain here. You may live under a sacred mountain. I do. Okay. So let's see the future. It looks beautiful. It's definitely celebration. It is being with the people that you can be authentic with. It is birthing a new fairy in this image and all of these volcanoes. Sometimes I see 4 and sometimes I see 3. 1, 2, 3. I see 4. Okay. There's definitely 4 volcanoes and 4 wands. It's a sign of fire. It's the energy that you are in right now, and it's what you want. It feels like you're opening this cocoon and welcoming a new member of your community in here, right? You and your friend. So this is a cocoon that is opening. It's either you are coming out of this cocoon. There's a lot of cocooning and metamorphosis imagery in this reading, whether you're going into the earth as the seed here in the Knight of Pentacles, or you're reaching for the butterfly here, abundance, fruition. These are appearing in this reading. So let's see, what else can we see about the future? Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. I'm like, why isn't the 7 of Pentacles here? This is literally the plant your seed and wait for it to fruit. There's a patient energy here. Then you're being told to be patient. That victory, the 6 of Wands, lies ahead. Another image of Halloween. So it might be quite soon that you see some sign. Remember we get this Halloween-y image. And so that the 6 of Wands, she's again riding a broomstick. It makes me think of Halloween. So that seems very soon, since this is such a you gotta wait until spring kind of reading. And there is a 10 of Swords. Okay. That is the ending, the very, very painful acceptance in your mind of the ending. This is less about the pain, though, that you're feeling, and more about that the 10 of Swords, like it's over. You've done all 10 steps of this intellectual journey that is the suit of air. And then there's a new day. There's a new beginning. There's the sun rising on the horizon here. You can see this a beautiful new day. It's still quite painful in the Ten of Swords. Yeah, and I see you are waiting to get on your chariot and go, but you're still in pain. This is where you want to go. You want to head to this joyful new beginning. Very fun, passionate, stable, authentic life ahead. That's where you're going. It is not without pain. It is not without being very patient, but you will be victorious. You will get there. You are heading there already. Yeah, this makes me think of the Leo reading I did actually just a couple days ago, and there wasn't movement forward. And so there is a Leo strength here. There's a lot of different suits here. Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Taurus, the Empress is here. Aquarius. Lots and lots of possible, like whatever your sun sign is, or moon or rising, like there's a lot of people involved in this. And I wonder if maybe collectively we're going through a transformation from that just you and me to the larger relations with the land, with the planet, our spiritual paths that are becoming more important than our individual romantic journeys. I love that idea. And of course, because the Four of Fire is also marriage, it is finding your soulmate, is one of the true love cards. It could mean that we get to come back together ahead and talk about the journey that we went on and put our grief to rest, and see together the fruits of our labor blooming. We get to see the fruition here, the harvest. It's almost, but right now you have to go it alone. You have to keep your boundaries, even though you're just thinking about this person. You're thinking, oh, they're under the same moon. I wonder what they're doing on their journey. And the abundance is very much this Empress in your advice here, right? She's that outdoorsy goddess of the woods. I kind of think of Artemis actually here. Caretaker of these little foxes. You can see she's holding a fox, and there's another one looking up to her. This is a calling to be alone and go for this larger connection, and that we will all meet again after this. Beautiful. Well, I hope this was meaningful for you, whoever come here to watch it. And yeah, I'm glad that I had time to do this reading with you. So have a beautiful day. All right, bye-bye.